Alrighty, good morning. Thanks for watching another video here from Case Hits Collectibles. And today, I don't know how long this video is going to be, but I appreciate you guys click the like, subscribe button if you haven't already. I want to talk about Freedom Ascension, and I guess maybe in a way the current TCG market and what happens when like that hype FOMO speculative cycle kind of hits certain TCGs and the impacts of that. Now, Freedom Ascension anniversary set here for it's the first anniversary set for the Gundam card game, and quite honestly, the Gundam card game has been pretty slept on for most of its time in existence. There's not much marketing for it. Obviously there's LGSs are running events, and you can hop into your local, your weeklies locally and have fun with the game. I'm not saying there's content creators out there making cool content on deck teching and gameplay and the markets and things like that. So there is like some grassroots style marketing out there. There's not really like a ton of, at least in the United States, there's not like a ton of online advertisements, YouTube ads, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, X, whatever kind of ads rolling for this game, because really for Bandai right now, One Piece has all the attention of all the TCG players, or like the speculators, investors, players, collectors. One Piece has done fantastic, and it's really turned a corner, and box prices are going up, and single card values are going up, graded card values are going up. And there were some cards in each of these Gundam sets that were valuable. The LR pluses, the chase, the case hit chases that existed out there have always had quite a bit of values, 300 to 1,000 plus, right? And we are definitely seeing the turn. Now, obviously, new type rising, now that we get out of reprint cycles and the supply is dried up on new type rising, you do see people, willing to pay $3, $4, $5, $450 per box. And I think that you're going to start to see that for the other boxes as well over time. I think 02, 03, 04 are going to see the same sort of supply shrinkage over time, appreciation in price, and become collectible. What's different, though, is Freedom Ascension, right? Those boxes are selling for, those old boxes, 2, 3, 4, selling for sub $100 for a long time, sub $100. And now we've got Freedom Ascension that comes out really high priced at the gate. I don't think, too many people probably didn't buy it, 270, 280. Whatever. It says there's some sales of it, whatever. All right. When it dropped about 180 to 165-ish, that was really the time to pull the trigger. I did not pull the trigger. I don't even own any of these yet. Really, when it was going down, like that pre-order price was down into the 170s and such, that was, hindsight, right? Hindsight 2020. That was the time to buy this product. And you can see that this has already gone through in 1 month. We've already gone through 2,380 loose boxes. This isn't even including the cases added to this. That's a lot of boxes. And they are selling in that $200+ range since inception, really. That's remarkable. And I'm kind of on the sidelines, and I do have like a bit of that FOMO. I missed out. I should have purchased this. I should have got some when I should have gotten maybe a case or something at 180. And if it dropped to 160, maybe I could pick up some loose boxes or something. And then if it goes up, I'm happy. If it goes down, I can pick up more. I personally thought that this was going to get to about 150 to 160. I thought it was going to go to that range. And that's really what I was waiting on to pull the trigger. So it never hit what I would call my strike price, right? And that's on me. I just misjudged the market, I guess. But this is exciting. This is exciting for not just GDO5, but for all Gundam products for me, because it just shows like renewed interest. Now, I know price isn't everything, but typically when there's this much sales for a product and all the other boosters are doing like 6,000 plus sales as well, boxes, it's showing that there is a genuine healthy, and TCG players in the United States market, it's showing that there's a genuine healthy, quantity of players and collectors and investors or whatever that want to be a part of this ecosystem and buy this game. That's gonna raise all boats. You need to fulfill all types of people in a TCG for it to be long-term successful. Players are probably number one. Like if there's nobody actually playing and enjoying the game and like giving that word of mouth and like street cred to the game and There's prizes to be earned, and there's events running, and the LGSs are buying product because their players are out there buying packs and they're buying boxes on, and they're going to events and they're keeping the system going. And then employees get hired, to work at these places that are also passionate about the same games that people are playing. That's how you grow long term, and you keep interest going. There's definitely can be flash in the pans, right? But flash in the pans go away whenever you have people that are deep into the system and that fall in love with the game. So right now, what I'm waiting for is I was under the impression there's almost always two waves of Gundam products, but there aren't really reprints. It seems like they have a pretty strict policy, or at least they're following the One Piece game plan, where they aren't really reprinting these sets anymore. Which again makes me think that the other ones that are a little bit lower than this are going to continue to rise up over time as well. But I would say if they are doing a reprint, I guess I'm going to have to just buy no matter what the price goes to once the second wave starts to hit. And you'll tell when the second wave hits, because what we're going to see is we'll see the chart start to dip down as people list their product for less and less and less because they want to sell and they don't want to be undercut by the next Timmy and the next Timmy, next Timmy, right? So I would expect we probably get down to the 200s again. And I think that I'm going to have to start buying at 200. It is what it is. I think I just might have to bite the bullet and buy a case at 200. And then if it keeps going down, it keeps going down. But why would I, do this product over like GDO4, GDO3 right now? It's simply because of this, guys. Look at the value of these cards. From what I can tell, everybody loves every plus card, every alternate art plus card. And these are some absolute bangers, man. Like the Amaru Ray right here with the old classic style, like that is cool. The mech artwork on all this stuff. You've got a lot of like, the more playful cards, but just come up here to the LR plus pluses. You have 5 of them. This blew my mind, guys. I did not expect the LR plus pluses to actually perform this well. I thought with 5 of them that a few of them would be like in the $1,000 range, $1,500 range, and then a couple of them would be like sub 1,000 because of the history that we had seen. Well, I'm over here looking at this, and we got 1 listing of Sazabe. We've got 10 new, 5 strike, 6 wing, and 4 master. So very few listed available. If you look over here, we actually do have 9 sales of an LR++ already. And looking at the sales data, look at the price people are playing. They came out $3,500 right out the gate. $3,500 out the gate, which is almost a 10x what the other sets LR++s came out right out the gate. So a lot of them came out 500 to 1,000. Look at the second one at 2,250 right out the gate. Again, people were not playing around with this set. People were excited to get in there. I think, there's $1,000. I think a lot of people, what they were doing, honestly, I think they wanted to be first to the market. They wanted to have the first copies of this card so they could get them graded, and then they could try to flip them on the secondary market, playing into the price appreciation really quickly. So right here, this is the only one that's even, I guess you consider affordable right now. $1,000. You get $1,300 raw. And, it's just, it goes to show how quickly these markets can shift. And that if you do believe in, let me go do this. If you do believe in a product, long term, you have to kind of just stick to your guns. And like Phantom Mario, right? I own quite a bit of Phantom Mario right now. And these box prices aren't still like, again, 115, 112. We are on that kind of like trajectory where, we're going to probably start to trend upwards. There's not much more supply coming. We're down to 236 quantity of single loose boxes. We've sold 5,000 in the last 6 months. Again, if you look at just GDO5 is just blowing all of this out of the water in terms of the time frames. But this is not even a 6-month-old product, right? When did this kind of release? April? Not even a 6-month-old product. We've already sold 5,000 boxes. We have an average of about, 10, 20. Let's look at the last month here. We have an average probably in the 10 range of this month. Maybe a little bit more. It says 18, but, we're factoring in some like pretty high dates. So maybe let's call it 12 or something. But there's still boxes selling of this. And if there's no new supply coming, it's going to keep trickling up. I don't know. Just what do you guys think about Gundam? Did we hit a turning point? Is this a flash in the pan? Like GDO6 is not going to be like this. GDO7 is not going to be like this. And it was just because of the anniversary set and like just so many juiced cards in this. Like they had so much in this product. The 5 LR, I don't know what's not loading. They had 5 LR++s. We have all of the resource pluses. We have all of the the link rares, all of this stuff that's just, I mean, it's a stacked deck of stuff that people want. I did not expect this though, guys. I did not expect all of these cards to be over $100 or $200. Even the LR Plus is already coming in at $100. The SPs, I mean, look at the value in this product. I can understand totally why people were buying cases of this and just ripping it for singles. I mean, you've got R pluses down here for 25, $30. There's so much value to be found in this product. And not only, I mean, obviously also the amazing artwork and the quality of the card and the gameplay, mechanics changing. I mean, I like stuff like this dual art, the dual color black and red, same, just straight out of One Piece sort of styling right there. I think that's sick. There's just, I mean, a lot going on for this. I'm excited about Gundam and what they have to bring, even though I couldn't get any. I mean, I could get some, but I haven't decided to get any of this yet because of the price point. I really wanted it to come down to like the 160, 150 range. And now I think I have to just accept the fact that I'll be getting these probably closer to 200 when the second wave hits, and we'll see. But man, what a set. What a great job by Gundam and Bandai coming out with this product and managing it properly. And this is without any crazy advertising or hype going on publicly like that you see with One Piece and stuff like that. Pretty crazy, pretty impressive. Thanks for watching. Leave comments. Let me know how you feel about GDO5, how you feel about the prices. Were you able to get any? Were you happy? Did you rip any? And if you did open some, did you get good value out of it? Did you get any big hits? Anyway, I'm just curious to see how you guys are feeling about this. That's how I feel about it. The hype cycle is crazy. It definitely makes you feel like you're missing out if you miss out. But hey, there's always the next time, and who knows? Maybe in the future you can buy some of these for a good price with a bundle or something. All right, guys. Later on. Peace.